Hello everyone, welcome to one more Magic Insight. Today we have with us a great guest, one of the most creative magicians I've ever seen. It's the truth, okay? It's the truth. He has done amazing work in Spain and all over the world, including 5 seasons on Fullas, where he actually fooled Penn and Teller for 5 times. So today we have Jandro. Thank you so much, Jandro, for coming to this podcast. It's a pleasure.
The pleasure is mine.
Thank you very much. So Artur is also, Artur now, yes. He's a
Nice to meet you.
Nice. Now there. So we have several questions. We want to enter into your mind to see how you come up with these crazy solutions. Okay. So let's get started.
Yes, I can start by saying that you probably are most well known to the internet by your Fullas appearances, right? But we know you from way before then.
Yes.
We actually remember seeing you on Nada Por Aquí.
Yes.
Yes.
Por aquí. Yes.
Which was a TV show that aired
20 years ago.
Spain. Yes,
No,
we are that old. Yes, but Fullas, Penn and Teller Fullas was like 3 years ago already, or
The first one was 5 years ago, 2019.
and then you
Then 20, then the pandemic came, and I did 2 on pandemic, and then on 23, I think I did the last one.
23.
That's the fifth one, yeah.
Last year. So my question is, are you doing something now, preparing anything new, like
For Fullas? Or for...
Well, not specifically for Fullas, but what are you working on right now?
No,
if you can disclose that.
I'm always working on something new.
Of course.
Because if not...
Because you are a working magician,
Yes,
right? So you do shows.
I do shows.
You do magic
I live by the shows.
For layman people.
Yes,
right?
yes, always.
Not only for the biggest.
No, magicians a little.
Only a little.
Only a little. Some congress, but not much.
Yeah.
Not.
But do you think this is a path that you perhaps would like to explore more?
No, I'm happy.
You're happy.
I'm happy
doing magic for.
I prefer to go to a theater for laymen. Mm-hmm. Although when I go to a magic congress, they also like it, and I do strange ideas for magicians.
Of course, you can.
But I there's more market. I mean, big theaters for laymen. Mm-hmm. If I was a card magician only, like maybe Dani da Ortiz or this, it's easier to go around the world with one deck of cards, and Dani is perfect for that, but I'm not good for that. I have to go with my whole team and do a whole show. So I like to go to big theaters for laymen, but many magicians come. So
of course, we will see you act.
It's great because one of the first time I saw you live was in the Valladolid the national Spanish championship.
Some months ago.
Yeah. Yes, we are recording now. And there was at least one big standing ovation. I mean, magicians were, and you were the presenter of that. You were not a guest, you were presenting the other magicians. Yes. And magicians stand up for 2 minutes and clapping because your act was totally crazy. I mean, it's unbelievable, the creativity there to place in those things.
I didn't expect it. It had never happened before that in the middle of the gala they got crazy and a standing ovation. Yes. And I said, no, we have to continue. Yeah. I didn't expect it. What really happened was this. I was going to go to the convention and I had 2 ideas. My philosophy is, if you are going to a special convention, magician's convention, and you are the host, you have to do something. If you are the host of the gala, you are going to go out 5 times, more or less, 5, 6, 4, because you are going to introduce everyone. So you have to risk at least 1. Because if it goes bad, you have 4 or 5 to do something good.
Right.
So I always, that I host a gala, I try new ideas that no one has ever seen. Because that's what they are going to talk about. Because if I do all the repertoire that every magician there has seen. Because
It's more of the same, yeah.
I've been 15 years in TV plus the Nada por aquí, so more or less everyone has seen me doing things, the magicians, I mean. If the things I do on TV are the ones I'm going to do on the gala, and magicians do something, everyone has the video and they see it 20 times to see the method, etc., etc. If you go there and I do the exact same way, it's good, but they will forget you.
Right.
But if you try an idea, and if it's bad, they will remember it.
Yeah.
But if it's very good, they will never forget it.
Yes.
So I had two crazy ideas. Well, and the one of the cats. But the cats I had already tried because you hadn't seen it.
Yes.
I tried it in Vitoria the year before and they got crazy. But so I said, I'm going to try the new idea, the third. And then in the fourth, I do the thing of the cats that I know that only maybe 20-30% of people have seen it. So it will be a hit.
Right.
So in the third one, I tried a new idea. And I didn't know it was so good. I only wanted not to suck. To people understand the idea. But it went wild.
Yes, I was, honestly, I've seen so much magic now and I've seen a lot of magic because it's my life. And I was really, when we left Magali, me and my team left the gala, we were, how is this possible? Everyone was speaking about you. And great magicians performed there, not, big names, FISM winners. And everyone, even next day, were speaking. The word that was on the question was Jandro. How those routines were possible, right? So to contextualize our viewers, one of the routines was something that went a little bit wrong. But then you came, and magicians were a little bit confused what happened, But when you came the second time, you played that video backwards, and the whole routine, beginning to end, made sense. And it's amazing how you can come up with those.
It's curious because that idea came because I didn't have ideas. I mean, I have always a notebook with me, okay? And sometimes I write ideas. But I had been a lot of time without writing. I was like, I don't have more ideas. 0 ideas. So I made this exercise. I got 2 notebooks, and each day I wrote one idea of magic in one notebook. It could be just the idea, a method, an image. Okay, one. And in the other, it was an idea for a TV, for a film, or a short film, or a TV series, okay? Both books. So that way I was thinking. And then Penn came to my house in Valencia, because we did a show together in Valencia.
Yes, I want to get into that, yes.
But we were there at my house. We were going to have dinner, and he said, what are you working on? And I said, I don't have ideas. I don't have ideas. I've written ideas, but I think this one is not bad. And I didn't have the routine. I only had the idea. And I told the idea to Penn, and Penn said, a lot of years ago, I had a similar idea, but I didn't arrive to anything. So there, we started talking about the idea, and we came with a little effect, the card effect, more or less. And then we did the shows. He went to Vegas. And this was in June. And then in 2 weeks, this finished in the 20-something of June, and in the 5 or 6 was the convention. I had 2 weeks. And I said, I think this idea is not bad. But I was working with the other idea, and I called Fernando, and I said, is it possible for me to get this, and this? They couldn't get that. So then I had like 10 days or 1 week to prepare this idea. So I'm going to try it, just to see if the idea is good, not. And I started playing with it, and I tried the idea. So
it's the backwards video trick.
So I didn't have ideas. I started writing ideas because I didn't have ideas. And then one idea that I didn't know it was a good idea, just talking with a friend, Okay, I'm going to try it. And now, wow.
It's amazing. Do you have it published on YouTube or something so our viewers can see it, or it's not?
No, that
not
routine
online?
is not on because it's very difficult to do it now in conventions, of course, in Spain, because even in South America, they know this routine already.
I see.
Because everyone has talked about the routine.
Right.
I will do it in the new show, in the new theater show. So I'm not going to do it more unless maybe it's a special convention that it's not in Spain.
Right.
But it's going to be part of the new show. And I'm going to still work on it.
So you did something for the magic community?
Yes. I normally there, I try it for the first time. Like the cats. When I did the cats, I tried it in Vitoria for the first time, but they got crazy.
Can you explain a little bit for people that don't that routine?
Yes.
Because it's amazing how it is, how it...
The cats or the...
Yes, the cats.
The cats, the idea is very simple. Because for me, the important thing in magic is not the magic. It has to be good because you are a magician. But it has to be extraordinary. You are a magician. But the important thing is not the trick. It's the idea. And now more than before, I'm the things I'm working has to have a strong idea behind or a strong image behind. Because if I say the cats, you remember. The people in Vitoria, you say, where are you in Vitoria with the cats? They remember. You don't have to explain. They don't remember the routine, the effect.
Yes.
They remember what they saw. Or in Valladolid, they remember the reverse thing. So the idea of the cats is very simple. Why we lie? We are magicians. We are liars. We lie. Everyone lies. The audience lies. Everyone lies. There's a study that says that every person lies every day. Every day. Small lies. Minimum lies. Why? And I say why? Because there's no consequences. That's why people lie, because nothing happens. What would happen if there was a consequence when you lied? For example, a cat died. That's the idea.
That's actually
the basic idea.
A very good way to start.
Yes. So if you say this at the beginning, the interest is there.
Yes.
People want to know what's going on. And now people laugh what's going on, and I say, here are the cats. And the cats come.
Yes, it's a big table with 20 cats, which are like little...
yes, they are puppets, but they are quite realistic.
Yes,
I mean, expensive ones.
Yes.
So it's nice. So and I say that I'm going to do a magic routine, a trick everyone knows with the same exact words everyone uses. So the trick is a normal pattern of any magician.
Yes.
It's and I say that I put some sensors here, stupid sensors on my head, and they are with Bluetooth to the table because there are bombs. So people are laughing, they don't know what's going on. And then I come out and I start saying, I'm so happy to be here, and then a cat explodes. Every sentence I say, a cat explodes.
Because you are lying, supposedly.
Yeah. I do this to prove we are not liars, but every sentence I say as a magician, here I have I'm going to do a very good card trick. Boom, explode.
And we see a cat flying like 5 meters into the air, almost into the audience, like with smoke and it's crazy. Okay.
So it's each sentence. It's I'm going to do a good trick. Boom. Here I have a normal deck of cards. Boom. I'm going to shuffle. Boom.
Yes.
It's pa pa pa. So people they start laughing and laughing and laughing. So this is the
and there is one part that you say.
Yes.
I have. What you say?
That is this joke is Penn's Gillette favorite trick.
Yes.
Of all time.
Yeah.
Because you get with one joke you get 2 laughs. There have been 5 explosions. Boom, 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 boom. They get a card. They say stop. Okay, get the card from where you want it. Boom, a cat explodes. Okay, and I say show it to everyone. I don't look. I stay still here with my 23-centimeter penis, and people start laughing. But there's no explosion. Yeah. And then so there's people say, ha, ha, ha. They see there's no explosion, and ha, 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 ha.
Exactly.
I say it works.
It's amazing.
And then I continue with the routine, and then
It was totally unexpected.
So it's a card trick.
it's a card trick. It's a stupid
But
card trick.
on
You
steroids.
fail the card, and I say, "Oh, I've missed," and boom, it explodes, and then I blow, and it changes to the card.
Right.
Oh, okay.
So it's a
amazing,
stupid
it's amazing.
trick.
So you always tell a story.
No, never.
On your
I-
tricks.
No.
I mean, you
This is
frame
not a
it.
story. This is
you
an
frame
idea.
it.
Because ideas are stronger than tricks
Agree.
for me. I've learned this a lot from Penn and Teller. Most, not all, but most of the routines have an idea behind. So it is more powerful. They will not forget you. Because the cats, it's cats. It's if I lie, wow, how many things we can do. But to get to that, so I had the idea of not lying, then a cat dying, and then I had to make up the routine, the card. So
Sure.
but I could do this with many things. But the idea is the lying, the consequences of lying. So that is so strong, you have it.
So you have a concept, and then
Yes.
you create. I mean, you create a trick around the concept.
Yes, that's why it's not. It's discouraging because not the concepts are so, or I try them to be so strong or so interesting that normally the trick is not to the level, and it's very hard to get something. So it's frustrating because. To get tricks, it's easy, but to get tricks for these things, it's not so easy.
Okay.
So lots of ideas that cannot be done, or I don't know still how to be done.
Yeah, it's amazing. For example, you have done a lot of magic for many Hollywood stars,
Yes,
movie stars,
many.
like Denzel Washington, Tom Hanks, Tom Cruise, Van Diesel, Will Smith, so many people. And we have seen, me and Artur have seen all of your acts, and you always customize things
Yes,
to them,
yes.
you know.
That was important for
You
me
think so?
because because if not, I would do normal tricks. It's not bad, but that I wouldn't have lasted so much. And it's not the same to go to a celebrity and do a card trick. That's okay. That to do something that the celebrity says, wow, he has done this for me, for my movie.
Right.
And for example, Tom Cruise. I've done several times for Tom Cruise. Once I did with the pyramids. He came for the Mummy, for the movie
yes.
The Mummy, and we had this domino. I did a domino effect with lots of things, and when he sees all that you have prepared just so that his movie is going to do well, they really admire you.
Appreciate.
Yes, they appreciate.
You feel important.
It's
as well.
very and they love you more. It's not because they are very important.
Right.
I come out. I'm no one. They are the stars. So some stars, they think, oh, okay, now the funny guy he's going to be the funny. I'm not going to. Okay. But if you go with something for them, done for them, then there's not an ego fight between who's funnier, who's more famous, who's more important in this moment, because I do something for you.
Right.
And that way it also kept me thinking all the time, so many years. And they loved it. I had an interesting conversation with Rick Astley, the singer. Rick Astley. I did a routine for him. And when we came up after the show, he said, "This is the first time you do it, right?" And I said, "Yes." And he said, "You must be very scared every time you perform here."
Exactly.
And I said, "Yes." Because it's the first time I do this trick live for 3 million people. It's the first time.
3 million people?
3 million people normally.
It's unbelievable.
And it's the first time. Normally it's a trick I don't know how to do. It has no rhythm, no comedy. I don't master the technique because I don't have time. So he's the first artist to say that is very scary. And he really appreciated that.
Yes, and understood exactly the work that you put in.
Yes.
You're referring to those acts that you did on television for what was the
Hormiguero.
show called?
Hormiguero.
Yes.
Yeah.
More or less. How much time did you get to prepare each?
No, I lived during the week in Madrid, in weekends with my family in Valencia. But in Madrid, I lived alone, and I had all the walls written. There were words, routines. It was full of DVD. If you enter
Really?
there,
Like a mad scientist, then.
like a psychopath. if you when you see a film with a serial killer, that the police looks and says, it's obvious he was the killer. If you came to my house there, I would go to prison without asking. You will not ask who has he killed, because you know he has killed someone.
Yeah.
So I was breakfast with a wall of ideas, sleeping ideas, the TV ideas, all day because I didn't know who was coming in 10 days.
Oh, you didn't?
No, so you have all this here, and some comes Will Smith, and your mind goes, okay, I have this with guns, this with.
Oh, okay.
I have this with. Comes this. Oh, I have.
That's an extra
In 10
challenge.
days? In 10 days, you need to...
Sometimes 3, sometimes 10. So
Really?
some tricks were years on the wall, and suddenly, boom, and some were in hours, or some were. So you didn't have because you maybe knew who was coming next week, but maybe not in 2 weeks.
That's an extra challenge.
So
During that time, you were like focused on this show.
Yes.
Or were you doing also your stage shows? And
Not
all
so
that?
many stage shows, because during the weekend I was thinking ideas, but I was also there the script director. I was not only the magician. I worked in the program as the script director, so I was 12 hours a day there working, and at night rehearsing. So it was a very tough time, but there was some. For example, Denzel Washington, I did a routine. He came for the movie called The Flight. He was the pilot of the plane. So I did a routine with 3 airplanes, paper airplanes. A very old routine. I don't remember the author, but it was with 3. Well, I transformed it to airplanes, but the thing is, I did. He chose an airplane. There were 2 small predictions, and then he wrote the serial number of the plane, the flight, and a city he wanted to go, and he got crazy.
Yes, really.
He got crazy, and then at the end, he was crazy. He didn't attend more of the program, and the next day, the manager or the publicist, they wrote an email saying, "What have you done to Denzel Washington?" Really? He was all night in the premiere of the film saying it's impossible. Really? He wanted to know, he said it was really impossible to guess that he wanted to go to New York with the flight 787. He was really, and it's a superstar.
One of the biggest.
He has saved the world several times.
Right.
And now you have blown his mind. So
it's unbelievable.
Yeah.
Do you get very nervous when you perform?
Yes.
Do you feel different going to a normal TV show than performing for these celebrities? It's different, no?
I get nervous on TV. It doesn't matter if it's Denzel or it's
Doesn't matter if it's... Okay,
no.
I see.
I get nervous on TV because of the pressure of the social media also, and it's the first time, and it's live. It's live. It's in the US, nothing is live. Here, it's live. So
a lot of pressure.
A lot of pressure because if you have sweaty hands or sometimes the heat of the studio, so it's the pressure more. But it's not because he is Tom Cruise.
Really?
It's not because of that.
I mean, if it was me, if I knew that I was going to perform a trick for Denzel Washington, I mean, unbelievable. Unique. It's so unique.
No, I get while I was, maybe I'm in the half an hour while the show starts. I'm 30 minutes from the start, so I'm watching the interview. Those moments are hard because there's where I say it's going to be good, or I think I shouldn't do this trick. So
Oh,
that's
really?
yeah.
So it's on the
Because
spot?
you know if they are having fun or not, they are laughing and they are very stupid or happy or so sometimes there you have to change how you enter. Sometimes say I'm going to give him more kisses or maybe I have to go with more respect. So he sees I'm not hostile, you know, and then I can
You get
start.
a sense of who's there.
Yes.
Actually,
Yeah, so-
we magicians do that a lot with the audience.
With the audience, yeah.
You see if that person will be a match with your performance, with your trick that you have fought for.
But
for that
the
person.
difference is that there you can change from the person. I cannot.
Of course, yes.
I go down in a theater show, in a live show, I say, no, this one. There, no, it's you.
It's Tom Cruise.
Maybe
Tom
you're
Cruise.
an asshole and I have to do it with you. Or maybe you're the best, but I have to do it with you. So sometimes that makes you extra pressure.
You don't met them before, never.
No.
Normally it's in the moment.
Don't
Never,
do pre-shows or
No,
pre-shows.
I don't. I've never done
You
pre-show.
you mentioned good to know. You mentioned that you did that trick with airplane and all that.
Yes.
Do you feel that mentalism tricks do work better on TV
I've done.
or
No, I've done lots of mentalism, but I do it in a way that people don't see it's mentalism.
sure?
For example, in Fonfulas, some American magicians have written me, asking me for mentalist books. They think I'm a mentalist, and I say what? Because they've seen this kind of thing, and because there's a prediction. I do lots of predictions, but it's how you do it, I think. So, but it's predictions always work well, and
But for us magician, at the end of the day, that's a mentalism trick.
Yeah.
Although you can
but for people,
work it around.
But the laymen don't.
Oh, okay.
They don't think, oh, this is mentalism. This is. They have fun or not. They've enjoyed it or not. So, like, if you are serious, maybe you're a mentalist. If you do jokes, if you guess something, it's normal for them because magicians also guess things. So, and I think mentalism is more fun than other things. It's
Normal mentalists are so serious and
yes. That for me it's stupid. I mean nowadays,
yeah,
or you are the best, or you cannot go out saying I have powers.
right.
It's so stupid. I mean, and I see many young people, many young magicians in these Got Talents and all these things, young magicians with 20 years, that they start saying, I've had a dream. And I laugh because I can imagine your dream with 20 years. So it's stupid to talk with 20 years of what you wanted to do when you were a child. You are still a child.
Yeah.
You don't have, I don't believe your story. It's impossible. I know you don't have powers. I don't believe you. So I don't have empathy with you.
And that's it. And
So you're off.
Right. Okay.
That's a very interesting word, the powers, because as magicians, what distinguishes us from the layman is that we have powers. We have powers to do A, B, C, or D, being to levitate, to make something disappear, to guess what's on the spectator's mind. So that's I mean, you have powers. And so you have to convey those powers to the spectators. And the way that you do that, even if it's a funny way or if it's like a more,
Yes, you
serious way,
you surprise yourself.
it will
I
impact.
think.
It will impact the.
I've
the
talked a
audience.
lot with Ben Gillette about all of this, and I don't. When you start on magic, you lie a lot. And everything you say is a lie. My grandmother said, my grandfather. It's not true. It's not true. You wanted to do something old and you said your grandfather. I was on the street and I saw a man with 3 cards. You were not on the street and you didn't see this man. But when you are young, you say these things because you want to do the 3-card Monte. So I try to lie as little as possible. I mean, I don't.
Or the kites explode, right?
Yes. I prefer to do like experiments. What would happen if I lie, this explodes. I try to do a trick. Oh, sorry, I did it the wrong way. Now I do this. That's what I try to do more than I have powers, or I don't feel comfortable because they know I don't have powers.
So, for example, you know Leviosa?
Leviosa.
Where the deck flies
Yes,
to the hand. So, what would you say? Normally, all magicians say, now let me concentrate on the deck so that it flies to my hand. If you were performing that trick, how would you do it, for example?
I don't know what I would say, but maybe I would say I'm getting old.
Okay.
Can you get the deck? No problem. I'm getting old, but okay. Okay. Yeah, it's great. Because I'm getting old. Okay. I prefer that.
It's more your style. Yes.
Than that watch. Boom. Mm-hmm. What's this?
Yes, that's right. When magicians levitate things, they always wiggle the fingers. Yes.
Let's see. Yeah. So I now, because maybe I'm getting older, or maybe because I used to say in Spain, we say the tricks, we call them juegos. We say juegos because of Juan Tamariz. We say juegos, but now I like to call them tricks. Maybe because I've spent so much time with Penn and Teller, but I think it's more fair to call them tricks.
You think so?
For me, yes. Mm-hmm. For me, yes. Although I do miracles in the show, in the big show, I do miracles.
Not tricks.
People, no. But I don't say I do miracles. I'm telling you, I do miracles. People get blown, but I don't go like saying you are going to see a fucking miracle. I just do it.
Yes.
I just do it, and that's all. For me, it's nowadays, I don't like to say I have powers. Okay. I don't feel comfortable. So I prefer to call them tricks because they are tricks.
Yeah, it's your persona, it's your style, it's our...
Yes,
everything's a little crazy and fast and comedy.
I don't want to say I can do that, I can read your mind, I can see the future.
So people always assume, you assume to yourself that there is method, that what you're going to do is an experiment. You don't have superpowers, you have a method to make them see something that's not the reality.
Yeah, so
you're not lying. Actually.
But for example, you've seen the pizza trick. I've seen
the one,
the pizza trick. Pizza.
Yes,
pizza trick. I like that trick. Yes. For example, that trick basically is I have some money there, some bills there. The audience gets bills. He doesn't know how many bills, and suddenly a person comes saying pizza man. A pizza delivery man comes with a huge pizza. What are you doing? Oh, a pizza. I haven't ordered a pizza. Have you ordered a pizza? No. Okay, thank you. He says, you have to pay it. And I say, I don't have money. Oh, you have money, because the audience has got money. Sure. Mm-hmm. How much money do you have? He doesn't know. How much the pizza? $30, 30 euro. 30? Can you count the money you have? He has 30. Oh, great. You give the money to the pizza man. The pizza man goes. Now we have the pizza, and we have the catalog of pizzas, more than 20 pizzas. And I say, please choose the pizza you want. He chooses a pizza and he reads the ingredients. We show all the pizzas, people see the ingredients. Now he opens the box, and that's the pizza with the ingredients he has just said. Right. So for me,
that's one of the tricks that you do in your shows.
I did it in Valladolid. I do it in my show.
2 times, yes.
And this is a pure mentalist trick. Okay?
Absolutely.
That the essence. Okay. But if we did a question after this trick, no one of the audience will say this was mentalist, because I didn't sell it like mentalist, and I didn't sell it even like a trick. I was going to do a trick with money. A pizza man interrupted us.
Yes.
And there was a casualty that he had got all the money free that he wanted. Then he chose the pizza, and that was the pizza. So thank you. You can keep the pizza and have it for dinner. Yes. Mm-hmm. So this is the kind of magic I like. I'm not doing a trick. I've done 2 miracles. 2 miracles. He has the money of the pizza, and he orders the pizza having the pizza in the hand. 2 miracles. But I don't sell it as miracles. I don't sell it as a trick. It has happened.
Yeah.
So that's the difference I'm talking about.
You do it like that throughout the whole show?
Yes.
Or you have like moments
No, they're
where
different.
you change character?
No, they're different. It depends of the. I think in a full show, every trick has to have a motive to be there. Every trick. I mean, I always have something with a children, something with a woman, something with a man, something that they don't expect, something that every trick I do, maybe I do a trick just because of the comedy, because I think I need some comedy here.
Yes.
Or something that they don't expect. For example, they don't expect a show to be interrupted with a pizza man coming.
Of course, no one expects. Yeah, exactly.
You are watching a show and then what's this?
Suddenly a guy enters into the stage.
So it's your sensation is like, hey, what's this? What's going on?
Exactly.
So that what's going on, I need to have it in every show. I need something beautiful. I do the shadows at the end that it's beautiful. I like to give things to the audience, the pizza, the Rubik, the souvenirs that so they don't feel tricky things. But every trick I do has a reason. Now I'm doing, you saw it in the first time I was doing it, more or less, in the first times, the one with the 11 cards and the mother, a routine, a card routine. But I don't sell it as a card routine. I want to talk about the relation of a children with the mother, about lying, because he's going to count cards, but then each time there's a card missing. So is he lying? Is he stealing? The mother? So we have two levels of comedy. We have the comedy of the trick, the internal comedy, because it's funny. You count, they're not the cards you expected.
You would have that
but
anyway, yes.
Everyone would have that. But I have another level that now it's better because the relation between a mother and a son. And then at the end, I'm talking about honesty. Because he was like, there were cards. I am assuming he's picking cards. Okay, he's getting cards, but he's not. And then he goes to his seat and he goes with the full deck in his pocket. Because there's a moment I put them in the pocket because we are only with 11 cards. But now he goes, because the routine has evolved, and he goes, he doesn't know, he doesn't remember he has 40 cards in his pocket. And I do this speech. I say, this was not a card trick. This was about honesty. Because you should never take things that are not yours to your house. Because this is not good. And I start talking about honesty. And suddenly, the children realizes he has something she shouldn't have. And he talks with the father. And you see them talking. And people start now understanding what you are saying. And you keep going. Because it's not good. If you are... and he comes now through the stairs, and he comes on stage and gives me the deck.
Yeah.
And now I say, oh, you've been very honest to give me this, so keep them. And remember, you're a very good person. And people now get crazy. So that trick, it was called, when you came, I called it 11 cards. Now it's honesty. In the schedule of it's honesty. Because I want to talk about honesty.
Okay.
Doing a trick about
a normal magician will simply do a transposition, count 10 cards.
10 cards, okay.
But to take this to a new level, like...
That's what I'm trying to do. Of course, I don't do this with every trick because I have an age, so I cannot change all the repertoire. But the things I'm working now, I want them to have something.
Some meaning.
Yeah.
Yes. I would like to ask you something. You said that for you it's important that people keep some things in your show. For example, the pizza, the deck of cards.
Yes.
Do you feel that it's important? Because that serves a second purpose. That is to people keep the object so they can see that it's not gimmicked at all. I mean, the children kept the deck of cards, so at home we can see there are no duplicates, no glue, no nothing. So for you, it's important to make the people aware that your objects, the things that you use in the show are like real and no gimmicks, or do you think that's secondary? Because I mean,
for me, it's important. Of course, you cannot give everything. You don't give it, but
Sure.
But in the small show, the one you saw, they keep a pizza, they keep a Rubik, they keep an envelope, they keep I don't know the cards, and it's like you are using common objects. It's not something you say, it's something you feel, and that it was not a box. A magician's box. It was this magician thing. It's like, for example, the routine, the Rubik routine I do, not the one you saw because that's a small one. That's the normal one. In the big show, I do with 4 Rubiks, a very nice routine. At the end, we do a dance with the Rubik's cube, and they go with the Rubik's cube, and I every show I give them 2 Rubik's cube. Okay. People have said, magicians, why? That's money. I mean, if you do 20 shows, it's 40 cubes. They are not cheap. And but giving the cube, the effect is wow.
Okay, that's
for the audience.
That's what
That's
I
the thing.
what I want to know. Yeah,
But it happens 2 things. They see it's normal, but everyone said, because that routine, I finished it getting a cube mixed. I threw it from the back, and when it came here, it was solved. And it was very artistic, very nice, good applause. And a friend of mine, not magician, said, oh, I love the Rubik's Cube. It's how fast you change the Rubik's Cube in the back. And I said, I don't change it. And he said, no. Well, but it's this Rubik's Cube that I've seen in internet that it's a robot that makes. I said, no. He said, no. Since then, I'm giving the cubes.
So
the change has been enormous. From a normal, the routine is the same. Okay? The routine base is the same.
So that was the moment you realized that you would need to actually give the cube to the spectators.
Because they cannot say it was the cubes are tricked. This is a special cube. So the impact is much more. The pizza, when you give it, they say, the box is not tricked. The pizza is normal. He can eat the pizza. I don't understand.
Yes, it changes the whole concept.
It changes
of
the
trick.
concept.
Yeah.
It's more powerful, and it's more organic, and they have souvenirs. It's more.
Yes, for magicians, if you are performing for magicians, that's very important. I mean,
but for laymen.
But for laymen as well. That's your opinion?
The Rubik's, it's an example that if they can keep it, it's and the person that has it, it's like a treasure.
Right.
So it's very good.
Of course, it's a great souvenir.
Yes.
All right. Okay, so you mentioned earlier the social media. Yeah. So you do a lot of in-person shows. That's fine. You do a lot of television also. So different audience. But how do you see social media magic? I know you have your social medias.
I don't like it.
You don't like it.
I'm not good. I don't like doing magic in social media. I don't like. Because
So you don't see it as the future of magic?
No, maybe. I just say I don't do it because I'm not good. I'm not a technique magician. And for me, magic has to have an idea, something, not a flash. I mean, normally there are exceptions, but it's a camera, social media, Instagram. Sure. There's a camera, and they do this. Boom. That's it. Here I have here I have a card. Now it's a watch. Here I have a cube. Now it's a ball.
Yes.
Here I have this. Or don't say I'm going to show you the secret. That's rubbish.
Does it have any meaning for you? Yes,
no, you see 1, 2, 3, 4, 10 of these, and then tomorrow, what have you seen? I don't remember. It's not
art, basically.
I understand.
Some parts can be.
I understand, and I understand the engagement it has because it's very quick, it's very visual. But I prefer, when I watch, I prefer to see something more. I love to see the construction, the structure, the how
the narrative. Yes.
The plot, and I like to see the performer. For example, I like Juan Tamariz. I don't care what trick he does. I like Penn and Teller. I don't care. I like McKing. In these cases, you like the trick or not. You don't care because normally some of them are doing the same tricks. They don't have this personality because in 10 seconds you don't have a personality. In 15 seconds, I want to see how you talk to spectators. I want to see how you fight when something is going wrong. I want to see how you are going to fix this because you've had I want to see how you start, how you end, how you win the audience, how the reaction of people getting crazy but real, not people half the screen doing a trick and half the other people, this. I understand the language and maybe it's the future, but I will not be part of that future.
Okay.
Or maybe yes, if there's money.
No.
No,
It depends.
Surely there's a lot of
No,
money,
for me, I do magic. I perform magic because I enjoy performing
of course.
magic.
And
if not,
it's the way you connect with people.
Yes, but let me say this: I understand the media, and they're excellent performers there. Some, maybe a 10% or a 5 or 2% of what there is, that they're excellent for that. The rest are the same, and I understand it, and I think it's a very good way of people all over the world knowing you. And I know some magicians from the media have done a lot of work and have gone to other things, but I don't feel comfortable doing it, and I don't feel comfortable seeing it. I like live shows because maybe I'm old or because I want something more.
Okay, agreed.
Right. Let me ask you this. You have been on Fuller's 5 times. We'll discuss a little bit the routines in a moment. But you had a show with Penn Gillette after the Fuller season. So how did that happen? Because, it should be an honor as one of the best magicians in the world to invite a Spanish magician to have a show with him in Spain.
One of the best magicians invited Penn.
Nice.
Okay,
yeah,
please.
That's true. That's the truth, actually. That's the truth. So two amazing magicians got together, one from a very small country, another from one of the biggest country in the world, right? So how was that experience? He called you, he emailed you, he told you he wanted to do something with you?
No.
Every time, sorry to interrupt you, that you go out Fuller's, he says that you two are very good friends and you talk on the phone. And
this is the story, more or less, because we don't have enough time to tell you every detail. But I went to Fuller's the first time, okay, I fooled them, okay, good. Okay. Then I came on September. This was, I don't know when, I came on September to perform with them. But Teller invited me to rehearse the day I had a show with them. I didn't know what that meant. I didn't know. I thought we are going to rehearse the show we are doing tonight. Because because the trophy is that you go there and you perform with them. Exactly. So I understood. Come at 1:30 because we are going to rehearse. And I said, okay, we are going to rehearse because I'm going to do one trick.
And you brought all of your stuff?
So I went there. I had already the things there. And it wasn't that. It was they were rehearsing new tricks, and I was going to look. There was another magician there, and so imagine a 1,500 seat theater empty, Penn and Teller with shorts, doing new tricks, wrong, because they were rehearsing new stuff. I didn't know what was going on. It was
that was the first time you
go there to the empty theater and they are in shorts.
So they did a thing and they said, "What do you think?" And I didn't know what to say. it's what do I think of what? I mean,
The shorts or the trick?
and something happened that I thought I had not liked it. I didn't like what I saw. And I thought I should say it's good. It's a normal answer. It's good. Political. Or maybe I can say the truth because they don't know who I am. They don't know me. I live 10,000 kilometers away. I'm never going to meet them again. I mean, if they think I'm an asshole, it's good. Because maybe I am. So it's...
No, you should be honest. You should be honest, I think.
So I said, I don't really like it. and I thought maybe Penn, I didn't know him. When you sing for the first time, you are like,
yes, he's
wow,
a big guy.
Big guy. And Penn said, I don't like it either. And I said, oh. And he said, what would you do? And I think they thought I was going to say, because it was something with a bill, okay? I think, oh, maybe you should do this, move. And I said, I think you need a joke. And Penn was like, what do you mean? He didn't expect me to say
that.
Normally it's you need to change the technique. So I say, why don't you lick the bill? Why don't you lick the bill and put your DNA and the other one, so you changed it, and he liked it. We continued several things. The other magician that was there had to go, and we finished with that trick. And Penn and Teller, they looked at each other and they said, we still have an hour and a half. Bring the melon. And they brought some melons there. And they said, we have 3 melons. We are going to do a trick with melons and that. What would you do to choose a melon? And I said, I don't see the point of choosing a melon. I don't. It's not what. Yes, because we are going to do surgery to a melon because he's ill and that. And I said, well, a magician would say, which melon do you want? But you are not magicians. You are Penn and Teller. If you are going to do surgery to a melon, it's because that's a very ill melon. It's a special melon. Something is going on with that melon.
So why choosing one?
Why 3? To say it's more impossible, that's bullshit. So they look to each other and say, okay. And I think that day, with more things that happened, that was my luckiest day in the world, in my life. And we finished and we got along. At night we worked together, and then I was with Teller in his dressing room talking a lot. And they said they didn't know what had happened, that they had a very, very productive day, that they had a long time without having such a good productive day.
That's great.
So then I went.
And so it began?
There a little, but then I went for the second time to Fulas. I fooled them with the Lego portrait. And there, the pandemic started. This is very important. I was shooting that. The last people I gave a hug to were Penn and Teller. Because while we were shooting, people were dying already in Spain and in the world. And we were in Vegas saying, maybe we cannot come back to Spain.
It was in March or something?
March.
It was when we were filming with Copperfield, exactly.
March.
Exactly the same.
I was there. And I came back, the world closed. And there, in a conversation with Penn said, if I learn Spanish, would you speak with me?
If what?
If I learned Spanish. And I said, yes, of course, I'm not stupid. I mean, I didn't understand. Okay. And then the pandemic started, and he sent me an email. And he said, I want to learn Spanish to talk with you. I said, what? And since that day, he started every single day of his life learning 90 minutes of Spanish each day.
Really?
So think of this only a moment.
Yes.
90 minutes a day. if you do 90 minutes a day
That's a lot.
of anything,
Anything.
piano, magic, juggling, muscle, I don't know, you become very good, or at least you evolve a lot. So we started having meetings. He didn't have work, I didn't have work. And we started talking in Spanish.
But let me just interrupt you for a second. Why do you think, why did he needed to learn Spanish?
I don't know, ask him.
But you speak English, right?
Yeah, I speak English.
He just wanted to learn a new language.
So, no,
but
perhaps they. I mean, he saw something in you, and it's his way to show that he's
Appreciation.
willing to do something for you, so you can be friends. I mean, be close. And,
he loves me. He's my best friend. I talked to him yesterday. I think yesterday. We still continue 3 years later. We continue each week talking 90 minutes because he was every day 90 minutes and once or twice a week with me 90 minutes by Zoom. So during pandemic, we laughed together and we cried together, and it was very intimate. It was very powerful because sometimes, and most of the times, the best thing of the whole week was those 90 minutes with Penn. The best.
Really?
We laughed a lot, and I have nothing to lose. I make a lot of jokes of him, and this was very strange for him because he was in English. No one beats him. He's very fast. He's very strong. In a comedy competition, he wins. He's
really
He's very clever. He's brilliant. But in Spanish, he has no arms. He always loses, and I make fun of him. And it was strange for him. And we built a very, very good relation. And during this whole time, I've invented some trick I told them, and they didn't fool us. Juggling fruits. Then I did another trick that I didn't fool us, and they gave it for them. And then I started then going there, working with them, and then we rehearsed. Maybe I was at home 4 or 5 hours watching them on the theater by Zoom with the whole equipment. So we've made a personal relation.
Do you think it's do you consider more important the fact that he put himself to learn Spanish? Do you think that's more important, has more value than if he, for example, paid you for a consultancy? Because you say that those 90 minutes were your best day in the week. So you also enjoyed that.
Yes, of course.
Do you think it has more value, his efforts to...
Yes, well, for me, it's... I value a lot the effort he did, not only in those 90 minutes, every day. For me, it's an example of... For me, Penn and Teller, they're so good, or one of the greatest, or so creative, because they are very hardworking. And they don't need to. This is very important. Some people need to work hard to do something. They could do nothing. And they still...
Yes, they are rich, of course.
They are famous. They have money, I assume. They have a theater. They have a Las Vegas. They have everything. They don't need to rehearse. They don't need to think an idea. And they are constantly trying ideas. And I talked with Teller and said, why do you do this? I mean, you don't need to. And he said, because I like it.
So Teller talks.
Yes. With me. and they love it. And Penn is constantly writing ideas, and he's brilliant ideas, but not only for magic, for theaters, for movies, for books. And they during the week, they meet 3 hours for creativity each day. It's crazy.
They 3 hours every single day?
Yes. They continue. They don't need to. They could do the same exact show in Vegas. If you go now, and in 6 months, the show has changed. So for me, they are an example of hard working. what hardworking can be. And now when he's 66, he starts learning Spanish. You're crazy. With 66, what do you start learning? Nothing. With 46, he started playing the bass. He plays now before the show 1 hour the bass for the audience. For me, that's amazing.
They are aware of their position as in life and in magic, and they are aware that they always need to evolve in something.
Yes, they love art, they love magic, they love working.
To learn a language or to learn bass will help them to be better magicians. At the end of the day, it's not directly connected. But
he loved the Spanish magic, and he wanted to meet Juan Tamariz, Penn, and talk to him in Spanish. And when he came into Spain, not for this show, some months before, because he had to go to London for one thing, and I said, come to my house. And he came 4 years to my house. And I arranged a dinner with Juan Tamariz and Penn that he didn't know. It was amazing. And I was there with them, having dinner, talking, and they talked about art, music, juggling, magic. It was...
Best dinner.
It was... And one day, talking with him, we have to do a show in Spanish. Yes, we will do a show. When are we doing the show? Because we're... And there was a moment I said, do you want to do a show? Because if you want to do a show, we need to book the theater. Okay, we're going to London 3 weeks. Then I have 1 week of vacation. Instead of having vacations, I will go to your house and we will do the show. Are you sure? Okay. Then time was coming. Are you sure? Yes. Why are you doing it? And he said, because I'm really scared. I always do things I'm really scared. And we did it. And he spoke in Spanish.
In the show.
The whole show.
Very well.
Good enough to do the show.
It was that week of vacation. So he came.
Yes. We did the 4 shows. We rehearsed some days.
Okay.
We did the 4 shows. And he
4
came.
shows.
4 shows.
In a week.
Yes.
All right. And you rehearsed,
We rehearsed from Monday to Thursday, and then Friday.
But you had the show already.
Yes, we were work. We said things. I want to do. There were some bits I did, some bits he did alone, some bits we did together. Some were Penn and Teller bits. I did Teller's part. Some were new. We developed a very fun trick with talking in Spanglish. There was a very nice moment in the show. I said, Penn, don't get angry at me. Everything in Spanish, okay? But I've heard this man there. He has said something. I translate to you. He has said you haven't learned Spanish, that you have memorized it, the script. And he said in Spanish, hijo de puta. So, son of a bitch. in Spanish. So all the people were laughing. And that. So I say, okay, I want to prove that he has learned Spanish. So I'm going to do the trick, me, in English, and Penn is going to translate it into Spanish. So half of the stage, this was very nice, half of the stage was with the American flag, American colors, and I speaking in English. And the other, Penn was in the other, with the Spanish flag, translated into Spanish. So I had a person that understood English, and Penn had a person that didn't understand English. So the only way of understanding the trick was if Penn translated what I was saying in...
I see.
So I everything I said, Penn, so there were so many jokes. And this, we did it 4 times. We could have done 1 hour doing this trick.
Just that.
It every day got better and better and better because he got more confident, and it was wow, it was great, this trick. And we rehearsed there 1 day, 2 days. And
do you want to are you thinking about doing that show again in the future? Is something that you want to talk about? Or
it was such an effort that we were exhausted. Maybe someday, I don't know. It was very special. It was the most emotional thing we've done. When he came out at the beginning, I said the story I've told you about the pandemic, about him. And I said, and he said, why don't we do it? Yeah, we will do it. And here it is, Penn Teller. When he came out on stage, he got an ovation from the audience. People got crazy. And there were lots of people came from all parts of Spain and even from Europe. Lots of people from London, because they didn't believe Penn was in Valencia.
Doing a show in Spanish.
It was one person from Canada flew to Valencia to see the show and came back.
Really? Oh my God. Unbelievable.
Yes. It was very special.
How odd it is to see Penn doing a show
coming to Spain
in other country with other magician rather than Teller.
Yes.
Yeah, because they have this persona that they work together.
Yes.
Right. So I wanted to ask you, did you enjoy this? Doing magic with other magicians in stage, because it's different for a magician to
it's totally different.
A single person show than have
totally
two magicians.
different.
You can try some things that go out of the box.
Strange, but it was very emotional. For example, the manager, Glenn, the manager from Penn and Teller, he came to the first show, and he said, "I've never seen someone performing and giving so many kisses and hugs to the other performer." Because maybe I gave him 10 kisses during the show.
Okay.
And Penn said, no one has even never given me a kiss on stage. Yeah. Because I was there, it was something was, he said something good. I went and kissed him, and I was very happy when he was succeeding. And I knew if I did a routine that I was doing Teller's part, I knew the routine was worse than with Teller. And I knew he knew it. And even with that, he wanted to do it. So it was a gentleman. He was a good person. Yes.
And Teller was not jealous because it's Penn and Teller, then it's Penn and Jandro.
No, it was Jandro and Penn. Yeah.
Yes.
No. He was very happy. He had no problem.
Great. Amazing. I've heard in one interview that you did that the creativity is like a muscle.
Yes, it is.
How do you think that we should train that muscle? Do you have any kind of...
As I've told you about the writing thing, I did an exercise many years ago that every day, I did it with jokes when I was studying humor, comedy. Mm-hmm. I did a joke, I did 10 jokes a day. 10 jokes. I learned, I bought a book from eBay called Stand-Up Comedy, the book from Judy Carter. In those days, internet was not like we didn't have Amazon, it was difficult to get to know these things. And there was an exercise that said, if you want to learn to do jokes, you have to do jokes every day. So the basic structure of a joke is setup, punchline. Okay, setup, punchline. So I got 10 headlines. They were the setups, and I had to do the punchlines every day, minimum 10. So that way, the way of thinking.
You came up with a method.
Yes. So I did 10, I did 20, and then something happened. I got lazy because no one was reading the jokes. So I started putting bad jokes or the easy joke. But then I said, I'm going to send these jokes to friends, because when a friend is going to read something, you don't want it to be bad. And I sent it to a radio host. And some of them, he said them on the radio. So I was, in a month, I did about almost 600 jokes, a lot of jokes. Okay. And one TV host was looking for a script that did jokes, comedy script writer. They phoned this radio host and said, well, I know someone that's doing this headline jokes. So they called me. I said, wow, can you send us material? And I said, okay, tomorrow I send you. And I had about 500, 600 jokes. Most of them were bad, but I got 67, the only 67 good ones, and I sent them to the TV host. They got the materials.
You were impressed.
They were very impressed. They thought I had done that in one night.
Ah, yeah, of course.
And I got the job. I got the job.
Yeah.
And I was there a whole year writing jokes, and that's how I started. So that's how I did the creativity, the humor. And with ideas, sometimes I do this one idea a day.
But for magic, do you think it's harder than creating jokes, creating new magic like the routines you do? It's harder, right?
It's hard. That's why for me, the ideas can be only an image, can be a concept, a question, a technique.
So
line.
you first start with a concept.
Now, yes.
With that, and then you go to the method or to
Yes,
the trick
yes,
you'll show.
yes.
For example, if you are shown a picture or I don't know.
For example, the last fulas, the fifth fulas, the one with the two chests and the coin. Okay.
Unbelievable trick.
Well, the idea was simple. I wanted to go on TV, on American TV, and tell Penn and Teller they were old and they were going to die. That's the idea.
All right.
That's what I wanted to do. I didn't want to do any more trick. I wanted to go there and say, people say you are old. Not me, everyone. That made me fun. I thought it was funny.
So that's how it started.
Because that's how it started.
Routine.
Because they are my friends, and I know no one can say this except me on TV. So I know saying that on TV, it's like, oh, here's something's going to happen. Yes. The interest is high.
Of course, the tension is there.
Yes, the tension. If you go and say this, they will kill you maybe, but they're my friends.
It's different.
So I can go there. So it's a very good starting point. And then the routine came after. If they are going to die, it would be disrespectful if they die in the middle of the trick because they will not see the end. So I think that's a very interesting idea to tell them if they die, I'm angry with them for not seeing the end of the trick. Not because they die, it's because they will not see so that's why I start by the end. And that's
the whole concept of the trick. For
trick.
Those who don't know the routine.
Yes, it's on the description to see.
That's the idea. The idea is, and now you have not died, so I will do the beginning, so you understand the trick.
And then
that's the structure.
the props, the chest that came later.
Yeah, I had a coin with one thing I did with chest, but I had the structure, and I didn't know what to do. So thinking, watching things, and then I had come from a big trick, disappearing the Statue of Liberty. So I wanted to do something very small because I had come with two big tricks because the big dominoes with the drone and the vanishing of the two statues. So I wanted something very, very small. So I said, what's smaller than a coin? So that's how.
Okay.
But it was because of the idea. There was an idea behind. So for me, the last fulas, I don't care about the trick. I care about the idea of saying they're old, you are going to die, it's disrespectful. Okay. So I do the end, no one understands. That's very fun because I'm celebrating. No one understands. They are looking at me, everyone, what is he doing? And then everything gets understood. So that's the important thing. For example, in the fourth fulas, the one of the vanishing the statues of liberty, I wanted to go on the American TV saying I was going to be better than Copperfield. That's what the idea was there. Because he vanished one and going to vanish two. That's the idea.
Yeah.
That's the idea.
Sure.
So I think it's a fun idea.
It's the way you catch the audience.
Yes. If you say something interesting,
they will be, yes.
They will stay there. If I go, here I have a deck of cards, the deck of cards, clubs, space, the interest is down. Or they love you already and you can do that.
Yes, your persona.
Okay. Or that's
It's
not
also,
interesting.
for example, very important when you're doing like close-up magic, walk-around magic. People don't know you, and you approach someone or some group. It's very important that first
Yes. 30 seconds,
30
yeah.
seconds, 10 seconds.
Yes.
And you actually don't need to do magic in those 30 seconds. You can just be yourself and connect with that group.
It's very important.
It's very important.
It's
yes.
very important.
Do you do close-up magic?
Not
No,
much
only
now.
stage
I
now.
mean, only for TV. Only for TV.
You never done weddings, no, nothing.
No, I don't feel
Corporate?
comfortable.
Oh.
Corporate, some. But I do parlor.
Oh yes,
Parlor.
not close-up.
No, I don't go by groups. I suffer, you know, and I don't. I'm not good at it. I mean, I've done it, but I'm not professional.
That's also the thing is when you do stage magic, for example, people go to see you.
Yes.
When you do close up in
Yes.
events, people are there.
Are
You
there. It's
go to
harder.
them,
It's
so it's harder. Yes,
It's
people
harder.
don't feel don't appreciate what
Yes.
you're actually showing to them.
It's very hard. I really appreciate and value the magicians that know how to do it. I don't have the repertoire, and I don't have developed the technique, and I prefer to do a parlor for everyone.
Of
and
course.
it works better for me.
Of course.
Yes, so of course, for those who don't know you yet, your social media, Instagram, and you can
No, I'm there. I'm there.
just look for Jandro
Yes,
TV.
we are going to place all the fullest
Of course.
performances in the description, so everyone can see all, because it will fool every single musician. The performances are crazy.
Absolutely.
It's very hard to figure out your tricks.
No, some are easier, some are not. It
But
depends.
just don't look at the tricks. Look at the whole concept, the whole story
Yeah,
behind
for
it.
me,
Yes, that's the whole
look,
thing.
Which is
the
more
first
important.
one, the idea was it's very simple. I was taking something so valuable to Penn and Teller that I didn't want anyone to steal it, because it was a card from Juan Tamariz, the
Tamariz.
master. That's why the hand was in the box, and then you had this great image of Penn breaking. That's the main idea. The second one was the hardest, because they already knew me, and I just loved the moment when you had the white canvas and it transformed into Teller holding the card. That is very magical.
It is.
It is very magical. So I wanted to do that image. That
Okay.
image for me was that image. The third one was during pandemic. I didn't know what to do, and when they told me Fullers was by Zoom, I was horrified, because I'm not good. So I said, okay, I changed I'm going to do something no one has ever done or will never ever do on Fullers. The biggest trick on Fullers.
It is.
Because it was 1,000 kilos, those blocks.
And 2 meters, you told me it's really...
Yes, 2
weird.
meters and a drone. And it was huge. It's impossible to go with that to Vegas. So I wanted to do, and it came by one idea. I wanted to say, I want to do a very good card trick, and they think a very good card trick. I wanted to play this language.
Card.
So they think it's with cards, and it was with a card. That's the stupid idea. That's the seed of the idea. And then I said, and if they think I'm at my home and I'm in the desert so that's why I put this.
That was a
painting.
very good start.
Yes,
Also the
very
drone
good.
thing.
Because now in those moments, everyone had the library behind and they were talking to the camera.
Yeah.
So I thought, when I throw this, it will be a very nice image. Then the instead of a webcam, it's a drone and it goes. So it and then it's not a card trick. It's a card trick. That's what I wanted to do. So that's the idea. The fourth one was the idea of Copperfield instead of 1, 2.
Statues of Liberty.
And then the method that and it's very fun. But then I will tell you more things because it's very fun.
Yes.
And the fifth one was because they were going to die. So everyone for me, the ideas are better than the tricks.
Yes.
Are you working on the 6th season now? Do you have something in mind? Or
No,
not?
I couldn't go this year. They've already done it. I couldn't go because I was on vacation with my kids, and I said no more. I've done it 5 times. A Penn has come to my house, so it's
enough. It's enough.
It's enough. It's enough. Although I had one idea good.
You have?
Yes,
But I
don't
tell
have.
us so we can go there.
I don't have the trick. I only had the idea. The idea was brilliant.
Right.
The idea was really good.
Yes.
But it was no trick. No trick, no method.
Yeah.
So
That's how it starts.
Yes.
Thanks so much, Jandro. And see you guys on the next podcast, right?
It will be shorter, okay?
Yes, let's see. Thank you so much.